But the truth of the matter is, regardless of how big the challenges are, what choice do we have, ladies and gentlemen, but to do our part? What are we going to do? What are we going to say? I have seen the mountain lion. I have seen the grizzly bear. I have hunted the elk on the Continental Divide. I have had all this. And now I will simply rest and leave it to those who come after to make their own way. Is that what we're going to do? The day that happens, ladies and gentlemen, in my reading of your history, is the day America dies. Everything you stood for will die. And everything that those of us who have come to your country and been amazed at will die. We need to build a stronger base of support for wildlife. As the presentation earlier indicated, there are lots of people who are kind of indifferent, but maybe they're just indifferent because they've never had the opportunity. I'm not concerned about people who have different viewpoints. I think that's fantastic. I want people to say to me as a hunter, why do you do that? I want to know there are people out there who say, I can't personally understand how you can go out and take the life of a black bear in 3 weeks' time, or you can shoot a moose up in British Columbia in the middle of October. I want people to say that to me. I want people who ask me to explain to them how it is I can do that. And how it has made me who I am. And how it has made me do the things I do for wildlife. I want them to ask me that. And I want them to ask me, am I doing it humanely? I'm not afraid of people who have different viewpoints. I've spoken before audiences where most of the people were anti-hunting. But what I am desperately concerned about is the people who don't care at all. I'd much sooner have a world filled with people who are so vitally concerned with wildlife that they fight all the time about it, than a world in which nobody gives a damn. You know, we started painting the cave walls of Europe 50,000 years ago. We started agriculture in the hilly flanks, the area around the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, about 10,000 years ago. We came through the Dark Ages, the Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution, all of those things that happened. We saw the birth of this country. We saw all of that change. But it took us until the 19th century to figure out that human progress would not be measured by how far we removed ourselves from nature, but whether we could find a way to live within it. You are in the process of leading in this dialogue an undertaking that is already grabbing hold in this country and in Canada and around the world. Do not think that you are alone in suddenly understanding the value of having dialogue. There are changes afoot, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to be out in front of it. And those principles we believe in, those principles of sustainable use, the value for those of us who hunt and fish to be able to show what it has done to make us the people concerned for wildlife that we are. And for those who don't hunt and fish and who may never wish to and who even may not care for it or be opposed to it but who love wildlife, we have to understand that they too must have their say. And collectively, we must bring those people who don't care to understand how important conservation is. We have to make them suddenly realize, you know what? Conservation matters, and that if I am to be a citizen of this state, If I am to be a citizen of this country, then I must show that it matters to me. You're doing important things here. There will be differences of opinion, and there will be some fear and some concern. All of that is, it's impossible for it not to be that way. But look to your own history and your own achievements. As I tell you right now, this state and your agency, you're out in front. Stay there. Thank you.